Hey Pisces, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Teri Hunter. I am an intuitive astrologer, angel therapy practitioner, Reiki master, and empowerment coach. And I'm here today with your February 2023 monthly horoscope. These horoscopes are based on whole sign Western astrology. So I'm talking about Pisces rising. If you don't know your rising sign, you can go to any one of the free birth calculators on the internet. You just need your exact time of birth and your location in order to determine what your rising sign is. This is also, when I talk about dates, I'm in the Pacific time zone. Please adjust for your location. So let's jump in, Pisces, because the month starts off, I think, in a really kind of interesting day. On February 4th, we have the moon in Leo at 6 degrees, making an exact trine to Jupiter in Aries at 6 degrees. Leo is your 6th house of work, health, of pets, of service to others. And Aries is your 2nd house, which represents my money, my possessions, my self-worth, my sense of comfort and confidence. And here it feels like I feel great about how things are rolling. I feel as a Pisces, I'm feeling a bit dreamy today. I feel as if I'm starting to realize that taking care of myself, the moon in Leo in my 6th house, giving myself an opportunity to put pleasure at the forefront, to maybe rest and relax a little bit, at least mentally and emotionally, giving myself a bit of a break, because Jupiter in Aries, and it's been transiting Aries for a while, is bringing this sense of faith and expansion to the individual. And here, when Aries is your 2nd house, it's not just your individuality, but your ability to make resources and money that can support your physical comfort while you endeavor your creative skills. On the same day, Venus is going to be at 10 degrees Pisces in your 1st house. Venus is exalted in Pisces. It's super, super happy to be there. And this is making a square to Mars at 11 degrees Gemini, your 4th house. This is a little bit of a tense energy. I always think of a square as sort of this crossroads where I have this old patterned way of being, how people are used to me, the sort of the labels I received in childhood, and how I walked that path. And now I'm a more conscious co-creator in my life, and I see a new path that I want to walk, and I want to new skills, new character traits that I want to endeavor. And I'm kind of caught between the old version of myself being a little bit reactionary, quicker to easier to access for you, and then this new version, which I have to be very thoughtful about and very intentional about. So here's Venus at the 10th degree. The 10 not only represents the Capricorn energy and the building energy, the 1 represents my thoughts. Now it's in your 1st house of self, and it's making a square to the hero, the brave one, the courageous one, Mars at 11 degrees Gemini. 11 is the master number of thought. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which rules our thoughts. So this is kind of where I feel like Pisces is going, this is who I want to be, and this is who they think I am. And now I'm not quite sure where I'm falling. So this is a little bit of a tense conversation. But the good news is that Uranus at 15 degrees Taurus, moving forward, is making a square to the sun at 15 degrees Aquarius, your 12th house. I believe this is an opportunity for you to liberate yourself from the old pattern. And I want to offer it this way, because it's not about releasing it. It's an awareness of it. And in that awareness, I can shift my focus. The 15th degree is the Gemini degree. This is where I'm thinking and I'm focused in on my everyday activities. There's a certain amount of thought that is not intentional or conscious. It's patterned and it's routine. And here I'm breaking away from it. So this, to me, overall, while these 2 squares can initially feel a little unsettling and tense, I feel like the moon trining Jupiter is giving me a real opportunity to have that aspect eclipse the other 2 for more liberation, more birth of an authentic version of myself as a Pisces. On the 5th, we'll have a full moon in Leo. I'll be doing a separate video on that. On the 9th of February, we have another intense conversation between Mercury and Pluto, both at 28 degrees in your 11th house, Capricorn. 28th degree is the Cancer degree. So for me, this is about nurturing. It's about my intuitive body, and it's about how I'm taking care of me. Pluto has been going through Capricorn since 2008, transforming the structures of our lives. And here we're seeing it asking you, Pisces, if you're really paying attention to the transformation of your own mind. The 11th house rules our hopes and our dreams. It is naturally ruled by Aquarius. Aquarius is naturally ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. So here, this is where this final conversation, because Mercury and Pluto will not meet again at this Capricorn dynamic for 284 years, because Mercury is going to move, Pluto is going to move into Aquarius. And by the time it moves back into Capricorn, I do not believe they will meet again. I believe that, I may not have that right, but I'm pretty sure I do. Anyway, I'll be willing to be wrong right here. But if it is not the last time they meet, it will be the second to the last time they meet, because I believe that Pluto will move into Aquarius and stay there at the beginning of 2024. So I don't expect, my mind is a little funky right now, but I don't think they're meeting again. So this is very powerful, very important. And it is powerful because what it is doing is giving me an opportunity to be aware that I am a co-creator of my life. And in doing so, I am shedding a skin of what I have perceived is expected of me. Okay, then we have Mercury moving into Aquarius, into your 12th house on the 11th of February. Mercury is going to transit Aquarius in an interesting way this time, because to me, I perceive Mercury as being more aware of its travels right now versus sort of, I always kind of think Mercury moves so fast that it's like, okay, I got that piece of information, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. Here, I feel like Mercury is just a little bit more aware, a little bit more paying attention to what's going on. On the 15th, we have, let me go back for a second, because the 12th house is the ancestral house. It's a karmic house. It's a house where we, through our meditations and our quiet time, we connect with that which we cannot see. And that's why I believe that Mercury is going to have an evolved experience for you here in the 12th house. All right, now on the 15th, we have Venus and Neptune coming together in your first house at 24 degrees and an exact conjunction. This is a dreamy, dreamy, creative energy. And I really hope, Pisces, that you will take this day and enjoy your creative musings. You know, if you want to write poetry, dance, play music, watch films, this is a great day to just submerge yourself in fantasy, in creation, in I think of music as the language of angels. So this is kind of a day to commune with God and the angels through music and creativity. There is a square to the moon in your 10th house. And when I looked at that, I thought, hey, if you want to call in sick or take the day off, it's not such a bad idea. You know, allowing yourself sort of a privilege of me day instead of a them day. I don't know. It's up to you. On the 18th, the sun will move into Pisces, and it will be your birthday month starting. And the following day, we will have a new moon in Pisces at the 1st degree. This is a powerful, powerful new moon, as it is in a series of new moons at these early degrees of each sign. And we're also having very powerful full moons, but we'll talk about that later. On the 20th, Venus will move into Aries, your 2nd house. And here's where I feel like Venus gets feisty. She gets fiery and feisty and enthusiastic, and she wants to just, you know, I feel like she's like, I don't know, I pictured a painter, you know, sort of being this sort of rebellious yet individualistic, yet pioneering, creative energy. And I think this is going to be really fun for you. And I want to offer it this way because as Jupiter is in your second house, you could very well be feeling this expansive, faithful energy in how you can create your own resources, how you can develop your sense of self through your voice, through your creative voice. And I think that's going to get capitalized on here. By the 25th, Venus will be at 7 degrees Aries, Jupiter will be at 11 degrees, and Chiron is at 13 degrees Aries. We will see the conjunction actually happen in March, but I bring it up now because we're teeing up an opportunity to have renewed faith in my skills, in who I am, in my femininity, in my ability to receive, in my self-worth. And now I can transform Chiron from a wound of the self to the gift of myself. And there's Pisces, I think of Pisces and Cancer, but Pisces mostly is very mutable. You're so compassionate and so empathetic and so intuitive that you can easily be absorbed, and not even realize it's happening. So here, I think there's a realization of your individuality here. This is all happening in the sign of the individual, Aries, of the lone, the pioneer that goes out into that unknown territory and breaks ground. So I think that this is super powerful. And then we round off the month on the 28th with Mercury at 27 degrees conjunct Saturn at 29 degrees in Aquarius. Saturn is at the anaretic degree, which is the master degree of the sign. So I've been through this sign, I've been through this house for this long, and now I've mastered the qualities of that sign. Here we're talking about Aquarius. We're talking about mastering my own individuality, my own unique self. Aquarius represents brilliance. It represents genius thought. It represents thought that's so out of the box that the human can create spaceships to go out into the unknown. That's the 11th house. So here, while Aquarius is your 12th house, this to me is where you are coming to the end of a cycle of monkey mind thought, of being overly captured by the media, by news, by input coming to you. And now you've taken some quiet time for yourself to reflect on history, Saturn, and to really decipher between what you want to move forward with and what you want to use as a tool of contrast, a tool of identifying focus. And when I say identifying focus, when we get caught up in our trials and tribulations and we continue to think about them, we continue to draw them in. And this is where the human doesn't like the idea of co-creation, because we don't want to be responsible for the unpleasant things that come into our lives. And yet at the same time, often something unpleasant is the very propeller, the thing that lifts us up and out of that rut. So I think that's how the month is going to end up, with you really doing an examination of some historic thought patterns and liberating yourself from them. And it isn't because you released them, but rather you were able to put them in their proper place, so that when you need that particular thought for a fulfilling and uplifting experience, you have it. I kind of think as some of the more challenging dynamics in my life, I imagine it sort of like a painting where I've put a lot of color, and the color is beautiful, but when I add these dark lines around the color, it tends to accentuate the color versus not having that dark spot. So sometimes divine disruption is the dark spot in your life that makes the color pop. And this Mercury-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius of your 12th house of ancestors and of past lives is going to give you an opportunity to assess that and to use your intuitive body, your intuitive skills to refocus in a lane that serves you at a higher vibrational level. All right, that's it for February 2023, Pisces. I hope you will join me on Sunday mornings, 11 a.m. Pacific time, for my live stream. That's where we look at the transits coming the week ahead, and we get the angels' advice for traversing them. Please like, please subscribe, please comment, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Got lots of good content coming out. I hope. I hope it's good. I think it's good. Anyway, thank you so much, Pisces. Sending lots of love to you. Peace.